I believe, with my memory serves, it's basically dudes, okay? And Ezekiel was about to break down it, all right? Just to show you that there wasn't four faces, just, it looked like some crazy outer world being. No, it had the likeness of a man, it looked like a man, but it had four duties. They had four duties, okay?
And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a cow's foot.
Yep.
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
That's right, see? And they had actually boots on them, man. All right, they look like men, so the Lord's not going to have his angels out here bare feet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he might do it, but he had them with shoes on it. And when you, basically, they used to wear like cloven-footed boots back in the day, man. All right? So they had boots on, which was basically cloven-footed, but they had toes. It wasn't, they were centaur. They would have bull and have man. No, man. That was describing the boots that they were wearing.
Verse 8, and they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides, and they four had their faces and their wings.
Yep.
Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. They went every one straight forward.
That's right. So they were in total unison. Yeah. Like when you see, especially, I don't even want to say America's army because that's the lowest of the totem pole. But when you see armies that's marching like in Russia, China, it's like thousands of them and they all on unison. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? On cadence. And that's how the angels work, man. All right. And you can see that. We saw that in many instances. In many cases, man, we seen where it was chariots, one behind each other, they followed each other, all right? They were in total, they were in unison.
Yeah, that's why sometimes the scripture will say they'll be like in the birds, because in birds you got one leading and it's a certain way, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
That's beat, probably.
Yeah. Verse 10, as for the likeness of their faces, they four had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and the four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four also had the face of an eagle.
Okay, and then when you go into that, those different animals serve different purposes. An eagle is all-seeing. It's basically it's the highest flying bird. Okay, and oxen stands for work. Okay, a lion is fierceness. Okay, and the duty of a man is basically to serve the Most High. So they were doing what they had to do. Okay.
Verse 12. No, verse 11. Thus were their faces and their wings were stretched upward. Two wings of every one were joined one to another, and two covered their bodies. And they went every one straight forward. Whither the Spirit was to go, they went.
Yeah, so the Lord dictates the movement of these chariots. So every time we see these so-called UFOs move and they're darting faster than the speed of light, they're coming this way, they're reappearing, they're appearing. This is because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is sanctioning it. He's basically fucking with the heads of Esau Edom, man. He's fucking with their military. He's fucking with their high-level elitists, which are the Illuminati, the enlightened ones, okay? The Lucifer of the Bible. He's fucking with them because he knows that his time is coming short. And they know the Bible. They know that these UFOs are the presence of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that it's an omen that their time is about to be up, man. When you, yep.
I was going to say, that's why they're blessing heaven is all these million measures. When we get there, they already know what they already know. That's why they're in a panic mode now, man. You know, and they're getting real sloppy. That's because the Lord is speeding them up, man.
That's right. It's only right I bring this up. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that's just like the brother said, they're scrambling, they're getting sloppy, because they're losing their composure. Because they know that the time is up, so they're basically at a point of desperation. They're like, okay, we just gotta, all right, we wanted this plan to be 50 years from now, 100 years from now. We wanted to slowly incrementalize them into it, if that's a word. You know what I'm saying? Gradualism. We wanted to slowly slide them into our New World Order, but hey, times are speeding up, so now we have to, speed up. That's exactly what's happening.
And the brother mentioned life out of the birds. Isaiah chapter 31 and verse 5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also he will deliver it, and passing over he will preserve it. So those birds flying right there is talking about the chariots, man.
That's right.
And that's how he's going to defend the elect, man. Because at the end of the day, those chariots, that the brother keeps saying, those chariots are coming back to do a twofold ministry, to deliver and to destroy. But as far as delivering, the elect are going to be beamed up into those birds that are going to be flying throughout the whole world, to redeem that remnant that's scattered among the heathen. Even got a camp over in Saudi Arabia now, man. So, yeah, man, that's birds flying.
And they liken them to the birds because that's the only animal that can fly. I mean, of course, insect, but to the level of being in the atmosphere, a certain level of the skies, you know. Yeah, we need to like.
Verse 13. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up, down, the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth light.
That's right. So there you go. Those clouds, those chariots, they had a light about them, man. All right. And just as we see chariots now, we see them sometimes on Esau. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what it's called, but I forgot what it's called. But it looks like a light. But when you see them also in person, most of the times they're glowing. It's like a bright star. And then shooting stars, really don't exist. Shooting stars is basically chariots. You see a shooting star, that's just a chariot appearing real fast and it disappears.
Yeah, that's the kind of chariots I've seen, the past couple of years. Shooting star variety, There ain't no such thing like brother said, shooting star, man. Man, if you see them, you were supposed to see that chariot, man. It might not have been any brothers around you, or it could have been a lot of brothers around you. Like, in the Chicago camp, they was holding up their phone, y'all saw that? And if you hold up, they would hold up the phone, and with the phone, you could see them. But with the naked eye, you couldn't see them. And then with the infrared cameras, you could tell. You can see it better than with the naked eye. You see what they're doing a little bit. With that technology.
Verse 15, now as I behold the living creatures, behold one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl. And they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
That's right, the wheel within the wheel, man. So Esau's renditions of the actual chariots are true for not the most part, but a certain part, man. Because when you see a chariot, sometimes in these movies, they have it to where there's a wheel running one way inside of a wheel that's going the other way. And then, you know what I'm saying? And that, a wheel inside
Like
of a
a flying saucer.
A flying saucer, exactly.
Yeah, the picture.
Right.
But where they got that was from the scriptures.
That's right.
Because them elites set up these Hollywood producers, man, and say, all right, look, you got to go to Ezekiel. You get the shape, to get that wheel inside of a wheel. They didn't come up with that on their own, man, like they created or something. They got that from the Bible. It's just that they want you to believe their story. Right. They want you to believe their account of what they are. The UFOs, not chariots, they got aliens inside, not angels. Just down the other. They coming back, there's going to be an alien invasion. Nah, there's going to be an angelic invasion. But they know, man. That's why these movies, that's why Independence Day got it perfect. With that chariot that took up the whole heaven, man. blotted out the sun and everything.
And talk about 4 angels. If I'm not mistaken, there's 4 main archangels, right? You know what I'm saying? You very well be seeing, you know what I'm saying, those 4 archangels are the main ones. You know what I'm saying? I think it's 7 in total, but it's 4 like main ones. You know what I'm saying? One is the quarterback, the destruction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Verse 17. When they went upon their 4 sides, and they returned not. They returned not when they went. As for the
So they were reappearing and disappearing.
Yeah.
They'll be one way and then disappear, bam, and then like, what the hell? That's how they do, because they operate outside the constraints of physics. Because Earth is physical. They're the spiritual one. So
celestial vehicles.
yeah. So they can do whatever they want. Any things that we deem impossible is like wrong.
They can be crashing through the atmosphere in this little heaven right here in the sky 1 second and be up in the damn 3rd heaven.
Yeah.
Next second.
Yeah.
That is in the 4th.
They go underwater.
That they see underwater, the ABC, all that.
Might have been what started that fire out in the ocean, man. Y'all see that fire out in the ocean?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Verse 18, as for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them 4.
Alright, and they, like the scripture say, the eyes of the Lord are 10 times brighter than the sun, man. That represents the angels, man. Alright, the eyes of the Lord, you know, they have, these chariots have windows on them. Well, they're going to have to be windows to the elect, but, you know, they have, the angels can see through the chariots, man. They can see what's around them, okay? They can, so, this is a vehicle, man. And I always bring this up. You think that, you know, you got a car nowadays. This is modern technology. You think the Most High ain't got a vehicle that He created? When He gave us the inspiration for man to drive on the earth, what about navigating through the galaxy? Through the heavens? What? Man, come on, man.
Hey, you know how you said the eyes of the Lord were shining upon the sun? This is Psalm 34:15. The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and His ears are open unto their cry. So that the angels are looking down. The angels are the eyes of the Lord in the chariots. Right now they focus their attention. They have focused their attention on the righteous, chiefly the elect of Israel.
Yeah. And it says their ears are what? Open.
Yeah. Their ears are attentive to their cry.
Exactly, because those, the angels are the messengers that bring up the prayers in front of the altar to Yahweh all the time, man. So they bring up the prayers of the elect to Yahweh shall be heard, man.
That's a sweet savor that's going up to the Lord.
That's the prayers. Come on, man. That's right, bro.
Verse 19. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go. And the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels.
That's right. So the spirit of the angels, okay, was in the wheels. They can say inhabiting the chariot.
Like in that movie Avatar, when they got those little horses, they plugged up to them, and then they just kind of, when they want to go left, they left through the spirit.
Yeah.
That, the angels ain't nothing they putting on no seat. Look at both ways and turn the left.
Like a Cadillac. No problem.
They ain't got it.
Yeah.
They turn left. No, they the spirit. Don't go left. Go right. That's why they're able to maneuver like that against Esau. Man-made machine. Esau got a left, right. Now the angels in those chariots are synced in with those chariots.
Yeah.
And they just,
that's the beauty of the Lord, because it feels to the angels like they're maneuvering it, but actually it's actually of the Lord. Right. And just as we're doing this now, it feels as though we're the ones doing it, but this is not of us, man. That's how the Lord operates. We're not robots. We're robots in 30%, but He makes it as though we don't feel like we're robots, man. And that's how the angels have maneuvered. They'll look, they'll almost hit something maybe. You know what I'm saying? And then and it's all the Lord steering them, but they're feeling like it's over there. Oh, they're in total control, which they know they're not in total control, and we know we're not in total control. But if Lord makes us, He gives us, you know, a little feeling that, you know, just make us feel like we ain't robots. And all praise and glory out there.
Verse 21. When those went, these went, and when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament was upon and the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal stretched forth over their heads above. And under the firmament were their rings straight, the one toward the other. Every one had two which covered on this side, and every one had two which covered on that side their bodies.
So they were totally covered, man, you know what I'm saying? In a formation.
Verse 24, and when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech, as the noise of an host. When they stood, they let down their wings.
That's right, and the angels actually have wings, man, and you can hear them flutter. And like it's like the sound of crashing water, man.
Yeah.
It's a loud sound. All right, and that's beautiful, man. So let's get Luke 21.
The book of Luke, chapter 21, and verse 28. It reads, when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
That's right. So we're looking for our redemption to come from the skies, man. And part of that redemption, it starts as a spiritual process, but it's physically going to manifest itself as delivery in the chariots. Okay? And there's, come up and hither. Hey man, because these chariots are far-fetched to, you know what I'm saying, the masses, but the spiritual men of the Lord know that they're in the Bible. They're actually something that is substantial and it's not a fairy tale, okay? And they're actually going to play a major role in us getting out of Babylon the Great and being unscathed and being untouched from those thermonuclear missiles. You know?
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
That cloud, you get? Hey man, because the enemies beheld them, okay? It's gonna be people that see, well, the majority of people is gonna see the thermonuclear missile, the thermonuclear missiles. It's like exciting. Thermonuclear missiles entering the atmosphere, okay, and destroying parts far off, and then like, oh man, it's coming to us, and you're gonna see certain people getting beamed up, saved, and it's gonna be strange to them. It's gonna be like, okay, we've been seeing this in movies. This is real,
right?
You know what I'm saying? This actually is a real thing. Yeah. Some people gonna die. Some people gonna just like bug out all the way and just literally go crazy. Yeah. And some people just gonna have that sameness about them and really feel fear because they know they wasn't beamed up. They're anticipating them trying to get beamed up. Like, oh, where's mine? Look. I'm trying to fly that. Trying to jump.
Trying to jump somebody else's beam.
Yeah.
I try to grab somebody else's leg and they see getting beamed up.
Just as the days of Noah were, man. You could just imagine when the angels shut them doors of the ark, how people were scrambling trying to get into that ark. You know what I'm saying?
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
That's right, we're doing that right now, man. Okay, we're standing in great boldness, being out here on so-called July the 4th, America's top fucking day, okay, and coming against them, man.
Yeah.
Through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we couldn't do this 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. We could not do this, man. We'd have been getting lynched, we'd have been getting put in jail. And I said 40 years ago, even in the 80s, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, shit was still kind of rough on Jake. But then you go back to the 1960s, 50s, 40s, hell no, you can't even have free speech. And it's gonna come back to that in the future. But right now, we're exercising our boldness, man. We're proclaiming Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're detesting and we are going against everything that this society stands for, man. That this beast system is set up, okay? And we're bringing it down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the words of the Bible, man. Okay? This is not something that we're making up. This is what the Lord says, man. Ezekiel 33rd chapter, man. You know what I'm saying? It said, give them a warning from me. It's either the 3rd chapter or the 33rd chapter, but give them warning from me, man. You know, so this is warning from the Lord. And he speaks through his servants, the prophets. Yeah. Okay? Lord, surely the Lord doeth nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto the servants, the prophets.
Right now, these elites, they're doing all kinds of enchantments and sacrifices right now, man.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side, so what we're doing, we're battling, man. We're battling like just like in the days of Elijah, when he was battling the prophets of Baal. That's what we're doing right now, man. So we're on the right-hand side coming against this madness, man. Offering up spiritual sacrifice to the Lord, man. We're just coming out here, like the brother said, and prophesying.
Like the scripture said, we battling spiritual wickedness in high places, man. And this is our main form of battling it, coming down on the highways and byways, casting down those strongholds, man. You know? Because these are strongholds that are upon our people.
The main stronghold is Christianity for the most part, our people.
Right.
Christianity and goddamn, you know what I'm saying?
That's who's celebrating this. You so-called Christians.
The Muslims ain't fucking with 4th of July.
They don't give a
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, it's the damn Christians, man.
Right. You Christians, so-called.
Yeah.
That's your holiday.
Yeah, that's right.
That's your holiday.
We're the ones that are Americanized. At least the Muslims ain't all the way damn Americanized.
Yeah.
They still going off.
Yeah.
But these damn Christians, y'all the one that really got the people confused.
Exactly. Because y'all Christians, y'all celebrate every holiday that's gonna include Halloween. Yeah, totally demonic one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all Christians are totally butter. Even my woman said it, and she's a female. She said, these Christians, the main ones out here barbecuing and wanting pork on the grill. Right? She said that. I was like,
That's right.
yeah, you're right.
Well, the brother said about, at least if you're Muslim, you ain't eating abominable foods, man. Christian throwing these barbecue ribs on the grill.
Straight pork for the
Hot dogs.
grills.
And they getting beef hot dogs.
Yeah, you know they ain't getting no beef hot dogs.
No.
They getting the first
So yeah,
step.
they'll cost a little more. Put them beef back. Get them
Bratwurst.
Hey, so long. Y'all about some outside rocket time.
Hey, we got one. Hey, that's the Lord. See, that's the Lord giving us.
Yeah.
Because we out here on pure faith right now, and we're human. But the Lord does stuff like that. He had a brother just drive by with his woman saying Shalom. Had a mitre on. Shalom. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear what if he acknowledges the name of Yahweh Yahushua, but just to say Shalom and know that what we out here for, and knowing part of the Hebrew, you know we Israelite, man. So that's confirmation from the Lord. So the why Yahweh Yahushua, man. Let's keep going.
And he probably that's it.
That's a spit. You can't make it up, man.
Hey, you hear it, man, you know? And
that probably
boosts his faith. Got him lit for the day.
Yeah.
He probably tell his wife, told you.
Yeah.
I fucking told you I wasn't by this shit by myself.
Yeah.
He probably ain't see his brother and you know.
Yeah.
You know, you don't run in brothers like that, so he probably told his woman, told you. You know, told your ass. Yeah. See that? She might wanna be going to the cookout. He like, nah. She all mad. He like, nah, we ain't supposed to do that because it's outside. Now he tell her, I told your ass, look, them brothers out there ain't fucking with it.
Yeah, and like the brother said, that's a blessing from the Lord due to obedience, man.
Confirmation.
Yeah, because when you seeking to please the Lord, He's going to give you little nuggets like that.
Yeah,
Okay?
for sure.
He's going to let you know you're on the right track, man.
Like a pat on the back, like keep going. You're doing the right. Yeah,
You're doing the right thing.
Everything you said is right. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Like, because you know our families, for the most part, our families don't really believe, man. I mean, they got some that kind of believe it and everything, but not like we believe it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we totally disconnected, man.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, you can get lonely out there, man. So
Yeah.
you might be feeling low today. Everybody's out fucking around, partying, doing
Right.
this and that and the
Inviting
other,
you to cook out,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and then you having to abstain. You know, being I was in a real somber spirit today, just kind of out of it, somber, right?
Yeah.
Because of the wicked energy
That's right.
that comes along with this.
Yeah, bro.
Right? And then look what the Lord did, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. He let us camp, first of all. He let us come together as a church, right? On this wicked right. Let us come together as a church. Then let us see, even though nobody comes to a turn, a little, like you said, a pat on the back.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. I forgot what that was. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
Now who is the ones that afflicted us, man? First and foremost is the goddamn Edomites.
Yeah.
They afflicted the hell out of us, all right? But then you got even our other the heathen nations, okay? And you even got certain of our people that's afflicting us for doing this word. You know, and it starts with our family. Oh, you crazy. Oh, you hooked. Oh, you doing this, you doing that. No, man. All right, so everybody that is talking against you, how about you, through the men of the Lord is going to see these salvation happening. They're going to fucking feel the most. They're going to feel like a total piece of shit. Straight up.
Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
That's right. And just as we was touching on earlier, the chariots, they have a presence. Okay? You see, if you would see a chariot up close right now, because right now we only see them in the atmosphere as a little speck. But as the scriptures say, they're going to basically be blotting out the heavens, man. So we're going to actually see the presence of Yahweh sitting down with us in the chariots, man. All right? The angels have a presence. That's why every time an angel appeared to, you know what I'm saying, an Israelite, or, you know, to anyone, but to an Israelite, they got down and they worshiped. They was, you know what I'm saying? Because of the aura, the presence of the Most High being in the angels. You know?
Because the angels were created not to go off, man.
Yeah.
So they got a special kind of office. Yeah. We got a special office, but the angels got a really high office.
Yeah, straight up.
Because they right in there with the Most High.
They're right in line with the Most High.
You know, so
Directly connected.
that Most High's perfection.
Yeah.
They damn angels.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to fall on your face, man.
You got to.
That energy would push your ass down to get you on your face.
Yeah, that's just a conduit. That's just a vessel. Because no man has seen Yahweh. You see Yahweh, you will automatically just explode. Boom. But those vessels, you still feel that presence, but not to the magnitude of seeing the Most High himself there. But it's still a powerful presence. Because that was powerful.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 3. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and proverb, and a proverb of reproach.
There go that shame right there. So when certain of these people see the elect get beamed up in them shits and being saved from that thermonuclear fire, okay, they're gonna be like, man, that was him that was telling me. Your whole family gonna be like, man, he was telling me. And it actually happened to him. He got saved. Because everybody think that they're saved, but what you saved from? The wrath has not happened yet. It didn't even begin to happen yet. We didn't even get in Jacob's trouble yet. You know what I mean? It's the start of it, but we haven't gotten to the depths of Jacob's trouble yet. So what are you saved from? Come on, man. And it says, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. Man. Beautiful. Let's get
I got something to back me up.
Okay,
This is Luke chapter 20, going back to Luke chapter 21. I'm going to start in verse 26. Well, no, 25. Luke chapter 21 and verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars. and upon the earth the stress of nations with perplexity, seeing the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things that are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So brother kind of goes into what we just read about how these people are going to be astonished, how they're going to be perplexed, how their hearts are going to be down. They're already starting to feel that fear. You know, the elites are already starting to feel that fear, but the general population is fixing to feel it. They already just made it the sign of heaven, but they started to get a little concerned now with this, man. So people are going to be dropping dead when they see the chariots in their glory, man. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And that's when people are going to be weeping and wailing their teeth, weeping and gnashing their teeth.
Coming in the cloud.
Coming in the cloud.
Acts 1.
Yeah, coming in the cloud.
Acts 1. Yeah. You got something? Oh, yeah.
This is Acts chapter 1 and verse 9. And when he had spoken, Acts 1 and 9, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
Okay, so what does that see? That's that cloud. That cloud is in the chariot, man. And we're going to back that up in Revelation 19. Because Yahushua is coming on the fathership, man. And he's coming with a host of chariots, man. Okay? And it's not just going to be clouds because they're already here. Yeah, you can look up and see clouds. That's not talking about normal clouds, man. That's talking about a spiritual vehicle.
Verse 10. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel.
That's right. 2 angels stood by them in white and pure apparel, being pure white apparel. Okay, and basically there's. Let you.
Okay. Verse 11, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven?
Yeah,
This,
2 angels was like, man, pick your jaws up off the floor. What's so amazing? All right.
this same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
That's right. So the Most High Son, that you're in to call Jesus Christ, man, he is coming back. Okay, on a chariot, man. Just as those, I believe it was Peter and a couple of someone else, but they actually witnessed. Go up, you know what I'm saying, in the cloud, in the same form like when the elders did, you know, the way that Enoch was translated into heaven, it represents our salvation, man.
Yeah, whirlwind, scooped up.
Yeah, he was scooped up.
Yeah.
Enoch,
Taken away.
Elijah. Okay, you see the similarity.